Most people assume their washer is completely broken when it won't drain, but in reality, it's usually something small that's been building up over time. I'm Ed with AppliancePartsPros.com, and today I'm going to show you the top 5 reasons your Maytag front load washer isn't draining. Let's start with the most common issue, and honestly the one I see the most in the field, a clogged drain pump filter. Now, depending on your Maytag model, this isn't always a quick access door. On this style, you'll need to remove the top panel, the console, and the front panel to get to the filter. It sounds like a lot, but it's pretty straightforward once you start taking it apart. Before you even touch that filter though, there's a good chance your washer is full of water. If you just open it up, you're going to have a mess on your floor. The easiest way around that is to grab a shop vac and pull the water out first, either through the drain hose or directly from the tub. It makes the job a whole lot easier and a whole lot cleaner. Once you get the filter out, this is where things get interesting. This filter is basically a trap for anything that shouldn't be in your drain system. I'm talking coins, screws, and a ton of lint. When that filter gets clogged, the pump can't move water through, so the washer either drains super slow or not at all. And lots of times, you'll hear the pump running and think everything's working, but the water just isn't going anywhere. Now, once you've cleaned that out, move on to the drain hose. This is one of those simple checks that can save you a lot of time. Pull the washer out and take a look behind it. If the hose is kinked or crushed against the wall, that alone can stop it from draining. You'll also want to check inside the hose for buildup. Over time, lint and detergent residue can create this sludge that restricts water flow. And here's a big one I see all the time: improper installation. Your drain hose should be at least 36 inches high. If it's too low, or if it's shoved too far down into the standpipe, it can cause siphoning or slow draining issues that mimic a much bigger problem. Have you ever pulled your washer apart and found something you weren't expecting? Let me know in the comments what the weirdest thing you found is. It's always something. Alright, moving on to the drain pump itself. If the filter and hose check out, the pump is the next likely culprit. These pumps can fail a couple different ways. Sometimes debris gets past the filter and jams the impeller. Other times, the motor inside the pump just wears out. Pay attention to the sounds your washer is making. If you hear a loud humming or even a grinding noise, that usually means something is stuck in the pump. If you don't hear anything at all during the drain cycle, the pump may not be getting power, or it could be completely dead. If you want to confirm it, you can test the pump with a multimeter. With the pump exposed, reconnect power to the washer. Start a drain and spin cycle or use a component activation mode if your model has it. With the harness still connected, set your multimeter to AC voltage and carefully probe the terminals on the back of the pump connector. You should see 120 volts if the board is calling for a drain. If you do have voltage and the pump doesn't run, that motor's dead and needs to be swapped out. And if you never used a multimeter before or just want to learn more, check out our complete multimeter guide. It'll walk you through exactly how to do it. Next up is something a lot of people miss: the internal drain hose between the tub and the pump. This hose is larger than the external drain hose, and it's the perfect place for things to get stuck. Small socks, heavy lint buildup, and even debris can collect here. The tricky part is you won't know it's clogged unless you open the machine up and check. But if your filter is clean and your pump seems okay, this is a real strong possibility. The good news is, clearing that hose or even replacing it is still a very DIY friendly repair. Plus, you're already halfway there if you got the front panel off. And finally, we've got control issues. If the control board isn't sending power to the pump, the machine just won't go into the drain cycle at all. This is less common than the other issues, but it does happen, especially if you notice the washer acting normal otherwise, but just skipping the drain. So when you're troubleshooting, always start with the simple stuff first, the filter and the hose, before moving into the pump and internal components. If you need any of the parts we talked about, whether it's a drain pump, hoses, or even a control board, grab your model number and head over to AppliancePartsPros.com. We've got OEM parts, diagrams, and everything you need to get your washer back up and running. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.